friends, welcome back to my channel, Relocate with Kaya. I'm Kaya and I provide online support via coaching and consulting with individuals, families, and employees that are moving abroad. I provide them with relocation country-specific resources. And on my channel, I discuss my own personal journey of moving from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to Johannesburg, South Africa with my husband Rich and our beautiful daughter Nina. Today, I wanted to answer the question, can I buy property in South Africa? And the short answer is yes, you can. And I could see why you would want to, because the homes here are so beautiful and they're so, your dollar goes so much further, particularly if you're coming from the States and or the UK, and the quality of homes far exceed what you can get in the States. But that's just my own personal opinion. As a realtor, I can attest that the homes here are beautiful and the quality, the quality exceeds what I've encountered being in real estate over the last 8 years. So if you're interested, I definitely understand and support the desire to do so. But there are definitely things you're going to want to think about prior to purchasing. There's going to be 4 things that I just wanted to share a bit of information about in the hopes that it would be helpful to you. The first thing you're going to want to think about is the requirements. What are the legal requirements to purchase here? And there are 3 things that are going to be key. You're going to definitely have to have a valid passport or a permanent a permanent residence permit, and or a visa, for example, a retirement visa. Those are going to be the baseline of things that you'll have to have in order to purchase. Next, you're going to want to think about the risk that you may encounter with purchasing in South Africa. One of the risks is going to be the dollar fluctuation. Fortunately, if you're coming from the States or the UK, the fluctuation of the dollar has been working in your favor, but it's definitely going to be something you're going to want to monitor pretty much up until closing day. So you're just going to want to keep track of what the dollar is doing up until you actually close the deal. But like I said, luckily we've been, it's worked in our favor if you're purchasing, if you're moving from the States or purchasing from the States or the UK. And then another risk is you're definitely going to want to work with someone, an agent or an attorney that is familiar with working with foreigners or expats. Like that's going to be huge as a buyer. So those are the risks, the dollar fluctuation, and just working with a credible realtor and an attorney that have experience in doing transactions with expats or foreigners. Next, you're going to want to think about, so actually the risk kind of leads into the third thing, which is guidance. And as far as guidance goes, that's huge because in South Africa, unlike the United States, I've mentioned this in other videos, as a buyer of real estate, you do not have representation for yourself. In South Africa, they only have buyer's agent, which means that the person that is the loyalty is going to be to the seller of the home. Not to say that the seller's agent, won't try to provide you with beneficial information, but their loyalty for the most part is going to be to the owner of the property. So you're definitely going to want to make sure that you are working with a reputable realtor that has done transactions and have worked with expats previously. And the same thing goes for an attorney. So pretty much what you do here in South Africa, since there aren't buyer's agents, they have attorneys. So you're definitely going to want to make sure that you have an attorney that is familiar with working with expats. Lastly, something that you're going to want to consider is the processing time. So in the States, it's typically, I've done transactions when we've been able to close deals in 30 days, particularly if it's cash. But of course, because you're dealing with intercontinental transactions, it could take longer depending on the transaction and the financing. So you're going to want to allow yourself, or at least just have in your mind that it could take anywhere between 3 to 6 months. So, yeah, so those are just a couple things that you are definitely going to want to think about prior to purchasing. And I know a lot of people are curious as to whether or not you can purchase in South Africa and not reside here? And the answer to that also is yes, as an investment property. You absolutely can purchase an investment property and not reside here. So even if you are in the process of working on your visa, you can still purchase a home here without getting without having the visa just quite yet. So a lot of times what I find that people do here is they will buy an investment property and rent it out either through Property 24 or do an Airbnb. And then they will just visit, a few times a year. So yeah, so even if you're not ready to pull the trigger on making the actual move to South Africa, you definitely can invest in purchasing a property here. Um, and, depending on whether or not you choose to relocate here permanently, it's definitely a wise investment because there is a lot of buzz and there is a lot of light being shined on South Africa, rightly so. So I definitely think it will be a wise investment. And like I said, your dollar goes so much further, and you can get such a better quality of home in South Africa. So yeah, so those are just a few things to think about if you are interested in purchasing a home in South Africa. You can certainly do so. I mean, the short answer is yes, you can. If you have the finance and a valid passport, you're good to go. So I hope this information has been helpful. Please feel free to leave a comment below. And thank you again for tuning in. And I will get something out. I think so. The plan is to have a video out on Tuesday and Thursday. I'll usually do a video by myself on Tuesday, and then Rich and I do a video together on Thursday. Not that you need to know all that, but just for those who are tuning in, if you're looking to get helpful information, that's me on Tuesdays. And if you're looking for perspective and just a conversation between Rich and I and sharing our experience of moving here and prior to moving here, prepping, that's going to be on Thursdays. So have a wonderful day and thank you again for watching.